What's up, guys? Danny from Danny Mac's Kitchen. Great to see you as always. It's been a while since I put out a really rockin' dessert recipe here at Danny Mac's Kitchen, and I know there's a ton of you guys out there that love making desserts, but I also know there's a ton of you out there that are very intimidated with dessert recipes because they can be really laborious and technique-driven. And you know what? You're absolutely right. I'll never forget, back in culinary school, baking class, I was presented with dessert recipes that were like 2 pages long. I read them and I was like, what? There's no way. And you know what? With the proper supervision and a ton of patience, I gotta say that most of them came out pretty good. Not all of them. You know, sometimes I had to do it 2 times, but you know what? Practice makes perfect. For those of you that are intimidated by these recipes, don't be. There's a lot of recipes out there for desserts that are super easy to do. Today I've chosen one called Panna Cotta, which is a traditional Italian custard-like dessert made with cream and vanilla and sugar, and it is spectacular. It is super easy to do. Let me show you how to get started and bring out that inner pastry chef in you. First up, we're going to pour 1.5 cups of almond milk. The almond milk is cold into a saute pan. I have 3 teaspoons of powdered gelatin, and we're just going to start sprinkling this ever so slightly over the top. We want to create a nice even layer. Guys, this first step is called blooming the gelatin. It's when we allow the liquid to start infusing into the gelatin as it makes it easier to dissolve. We need to let this sit for about 5 minutes. Okay, I want you to turn your burner on its lowest setting. If I can get mine to go on at all. Here we go. Okay. We're going to just warm this up ever so slightly and further dissolve the gelatin. Very important though, you do not want this to simmer, you do not want it to boil, you don't even want to see any steam. You should be able to put your finger in here and not be burning yourself and yeah. After about 2 minutes of stirring, I want to check to see if all the gelatin's been dissolved. And to do this, we're going to take a tablespoon, we're going to coat it, and just check the back of it to see if we see any discernible gelatin crystals. So I don't see any discernible crystals, which means it's all been dissolved, which is great. So still over really low heat, we're going to add 1/3 cup of sugar. And we're going to keep stirring this to dissolve this thoroughly as well. It's going to take roughly 5 minutes. To finish off this easy recipe, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of heavy cream. And some flavorings. I like to use vanilla, 1 tablespoon. And jazz it up with some orange zest. Mix this all together. It's all nice and combined, looking nice and velvety. Kill your flame. We don't need to cook this any further, and we're going to prepare some ramekins, and we're pretty much done, guys. Now I like to use these plastic containers. These are 4 ounces. I think it works really well for panna cotta. And what I like to do is I just like to take a paper towel with a little bit of oil and just lightly oil the inside. It just makes the custard come out so much easier. So we're just going to do that for each one. If there's any excess oil, just kind of like dab it out. Let's start filling these up. Probably going to get about 6 out of this batch. Yeah, 4 ounces is the perfect amount. Any more, it's just rude. Because this is really rich. And I can't imagine eating more than 4 ounces of it, I'd be sick. All right, let's fill this last one up. Got just about 6, like I said. And all you need to do now, place these in the fridge, cover them lightly with saran wrap, and allow them to chill for 4 hours, and they will be firm and perfect and delicious. I can't wait. So after 4 hours, as you can see, this is really set and jiggly. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. I find it really easy to get it out of this container by placing it in some warm water. You're gonna leave this here for like 15-20 seconds and it should loosen up the sides. So let's plate this up, guys. This should come out fairly easy. It looks like it's pulling away from the sides. If not, you can always take a knife and just go around the sides. Hopefully it'll come out, let's see. Perfect. I'm gonna garnish with some strawberry coulis that I made earlier. It's really easy to do. If you wanna find out how to make that, you can always click here. It's a very simple recipe. I'm gonna drizzle some of this right on top. Beautiful. And we're just gonna finish the preparation with a little powdered sugar. Love it. Classic Italian panna cotta, guys. Enjoy. So for you out there that are intimidated by crazy dessert recipes, seriously, this could not have been any easier, right? I love making this recipe because you can make it 1 to 2 days ahead of time just to make your life easier. 2 things before I let you guys go. I made this recipe with almond milk. You don't have to. You can use regular milk, half and half, vegan milk, soy milk, a combination of all of the above. Whatever you like. Also, I want you to play around with the recipe, be your own chef. I want you to add some different flavors to it. Add some lemon oil, add a little almond extract, add another type of zest, add some chocolate to add a different type of a texture. Be your own chef. I always encourage that. Guys, if you enjoyed this recipe, please subscribe to our channel. Please give us a shout out on your Facebook to your friends and family, a like and a thumbs up. It was great seeing you guys. Till next time, Danny from Danny Mac's Kitchen.